Hi everyone, thank you for watching Chita's Kitchen. Today's recipe is going to be white rice with chicken stew, also known as Arroz Blanco with Pollo Guisado. And I've got the complete recipe and I'm going to be going little by little showing you all we need to do. Okay, so for today's chicken stew, we're going to be needing a good sized pot. Okay, we're going to put that on the side. A whole cut up chicken. You have to take the skin out, cut it kind of small, and then we're going to put that one on the side. Okay. For the molido, also known as sofrito, we're going to be using cilantro, onion, and 2 cloves of garlic. I've already blended mine in the blender with a tiny bit of water, okay? Just so that you know what this is made out of. Again, this is our main ingredient to all of our cooking. Sofrito, known as molido. Okay, so we're gonna use 2 carrots. Let's go ahead with 2 potatoes, 2 cans of goja, tomato salsa goja, okay? We're also gonna be using ground comino, only 1/4 of a teaspoon, because this stuff is seriously potent. Black pepper, I prefer grinding my own over my cooking. I'll teach you a little bit about that in a few. Stuffed peppers, we're also gonna use stuffed peppers. I'm gonna use about 1/4 of a cup with a tiny bit of its juice because it's kind of salty. Adobo, we're gonna use only a 1/2 teaspoon of adobo because again, this is pretty salty. I'm gonna show you something that's kind of a secret of mine. You're gonna be using about 2 tablespoons of red wine. Preferably not too sweet. You can pick your own, choose your own, but preferably not too sweet. And then now I'm going to show you my chicken powder. I'm going to be using 1 whole envelope of that and 2 of sofrito. Sofrito with culantro and achote. A lot of people wanted to find out about where to get this and what does it look like when you purchase it. I prefer to do this on my segment this time around so that you know. When you go to the store, you want to look for this. This is for the cilantro and achote, and this is for the chicken powder. This is exactly what it looks like when you go and purchase it, okay? Just to make it a little easier for all your cooking. Okay, so for today's white rice, this is the recipe. You need, of course, your cast iron pot, 6 cups of medium grain rice. I prefer goja. You could use whichever brand you want. A nice size spoon, foil. You're going to use table salt. We're going to need about a tablespoon of it, okay? And oil, 1/2 cup of vegetable oil, or just about a little over 1/2 cup is fine. 8 cups of water, okay? This is all measured out. This is all you need for your white rice. Okay, so now we're going to be making our white rice. We're going to turn the stove on high. We're going to throw in our water that we have set out for it. Then we're going to put in our salt and we're going to put in our oil. And what we're going to do now is we're going to let that come to a boil. It takes about 3 to 5 minutes before we throw in our rice, okay? Okay, so now we've got our water. It came up to a boil. And we're going to go ahead and throw our rice in. Let's turn it just to slightly turn, okay? And I've already got my foil all set out. Cover it. So now we're just gonna lower it down just a tiny bit, but keep it on high. So let this boil for another 3 to 5 minutes and we'll come and turn it again, okay? Okay, so now it's been boiling for about 7 minutes. It's time for the first turn. So we're gonna put this on the side. Grab your nice big size spoon. And so what we want to do is we want to turn this, okay? We want to turn it from the bottom up, like always. It's going to be sticking a little bit, but that's okay. On the first turn, you want to get every bit of it. A nice turn from the bottom up so the steam could come up. Okay. Again, I love stabbing my rice a little bit here for steam. Now this is ready. Cover it up again. So what we want to do is we're going to cover it up. Little foil again, like always, for some good steam. And we're going to lower the fire just a little bit. So it's a little more than half, but not exactly low. For another, I want to say good 5 minutes, 5 to 10. I'll tell you when. Okay, so what we want to do now is start cooking our chicken stew. So if I've put already about 12 cups of water into our pot, and I'm going to go ahead and turn that on high. You're going to need that on high for a little bit here. And we're going to start by putting our ingredients inside. Okay, so here comes the adobo. We're going to go ahead and put the comino that we set out for it. Then we're going to put food coloring, okay, which is achote with cilantro. The same with the chicken powder. All of that goes in here. Okay, we're going to want to cook that in there. Here is the black pepper. Crank it about 5 times, okay? That's what I do. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and turn that. Make sure it's nice and turned. Okay, we're going to add the chicken, okay? So now what you want to do is you want to bring this to a boil, and it's going to take about a good, we're going to need to cook this for about 20 minutes, okay, before we add the rest of the stuff to it, and I'll show you when. Okay, so now we cover it up. Now what you want to do is you want to make sure that it's, you know, starts to boil. Once it does that, you can lower your fire, okay, and I'll show you when. Okay, so now it's been about 8 minutes. We're gonna need to turn our rice again. That's something we gotta keep doing until it's all done. It's a lot of rice. So here we go. We're gonna turn our rice again. Oh, it's cooking really nice. It's almost done. Okay, so now what we wanna do is we wanna put the lid back on after I turn it one more time. Stab your rice for steam. So now we're just going to put the lid back on, not the foil, okay? It's got enough moisture, so that's all we need. So we're going to put the lid back on, and now it's going to cook for another 10 to 15 minutes. And we're going to have it on sort of on low, a little less than medium fire, okay? So now we let that cook for a good, like I said, 15 to 20 minutes, and we'll come back to it, okay? In the meantime, we're cooking the chicken. We're gonna let that come to a boil just as well. Okay, so I've already cut up my 2 potatoes and 2 carrots. We're getting that ready for the chicken stew. Then what I did was I mixed the 2 cans of tomato sauce, also known as tomate. I've got my wine, 2 tablespoons of wine, and I've got my olives that I have, the 1/4 of a cup of olives, okay? Then I took my sofrito, which was about 1.5 cup of sofrito, just so that you know, and I put that in here. It's already all mixed, nice and blended, and just getting it ready for the chicken stew. Let that sit for a little bit, wait for the chicken, you know, to come to a boil. And not only that, but the chicken has to cook for about 20 minutes before you could put the stuff in. What you want to do is you want to cook the meat for a little while. You want to make sure that's all cooked. Okay, so it's been about 20 minutes, and it's time to turn our rice for the last time. See how nice and grindy this looks, really good. Look at all that steam. Yep. This is really, really good. So turn it one more time from the bottom up. Get all that steam. Look how nice. It's a beautiful pot of rice. Again, this serves about maybe 8 to 10 people, depending on how many, if you put side dishes with it. If not, serves about 8 to 10. I'm gonna go ahead and cover it up. Okay, so now the chicken's been boiling for about a good 20 minutes, nice and cooked. So now it's okay to add all the rest of the ingredients. So we're gonna start by putting our carrots. Then what you wanna do is you wanna put the sofrito, the rest of the mojo. This is all nice and tasty. Okay, then you're gonna be turning that. And then we've got our potatoes, okay? The 2 cut up potatoes. There we go. Okay. Oh, it smells delicious. So what you want to do is you want to keep this on high for right now. Let it come to a boil. And then we're going to add, trick of mine, a couple of little leaves of cilantro. Oh my God, this gives it a really good flavor. That's a final touch at the end there. Now this is going to boil for a good, I want to say a good 20 minutes. Then we'll come back to it, okay? Keep it on high for about 20 minutes. Watch that it doesn't overboil. You could also put your top on the side like this. It keeps it from boiling. Then you could also lower your fire a little bit, okay? Okay, so now we're looking at the rice. Oh, look at that. It's all done. Rice is finished. It's all done. Looks good. All nice and even. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to turn the fire up to rice. That is done. We cover it up. And that's it for the rice. Okay, so now it's time to turn our chicken stew, okay? Oh, look how beautiful. Nice color. This is, seriously, this is delicious. Okay, so now we're turning it up just a little bit. Make sure we mixed all this in very well. Look how beautiful. That's the potatoes, the carrots, and the chicken. So I let that cook for those 20 minutes. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep the cover off and let it go for another 15 to 20 minutes, and we'll come back to it. But we're gonna leave it on medium flame. So the medium fire is fine. Okay, that'll be it for a little bit, for about 20 minutes. Okay, so now it's been cooking for about 20 minutes. The last 20 minutes, this is all done. Look at this. This is so nice and it smells great. Oh my God. Tastes delicious, I'm sure. So yeah, so we're getting ready to turn off the stove. This is all ready. Just turn it one more time. Really nice. Okay, so it's pretty good for that amount of rice. You have to make a lot of nice stew, because if not, it doesn't cover, it won't go with all the rice that we made. And it's got to be enough to serve about, 8 to 10 people. So this is great. Now we're going to turn off the fire and we could cover it up till serving. We are finished with today's recipe. This is what the finished product looks like. This is the white rice and the chicken stew. And you can serve that with a salad of your choice, but it smells, and I'm sure it tastes great. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this recipe.